Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Crazy weather we're having. It was like almost 80 degrees the other day, and today it's 45. So just really strange. It's easy to get a cold this way, you know what I mean? Because your body's not accustomed to the same weather all the time. Got to have a constant temperature, or at least ease into it. Anyway, as you guys saw from my last episode, I got these two gassed up, tested, ready to go to sell to a couple people who inquired about it. But then after some time had passed, you didn't hear from them anymore. I'm not going to go chase after them, so I'm going to put these back into the shed. It's all part of the trade. You know, buying and selling stuff, you're going to have a large percentage of flakes, you know what I mean? Anyway, as you also saw from the last episode, I went to my mom's house to go do a first mow over at her place. This is my weed whacker that I've had over there for, I want to say, over 30 years. I bought this in the mid-90s, maybe even the early 90s, I don't remember. It's an AYP product. They don't make these anymore. It's a Weedeater, and actually it says Poulon on the label in the bottom. So it's an AYP product. It's a Featherlite Fl25, 25cc weed whacker. It has been a workhorse for about 3 decades. I bought it at Home Depot 30 years ago for like $89 or something, and well worth the money, right? I mean, I got great use out of it. I mean, I still think it works, but after 30 years, the first 28 of it, I mixed my own oil fuel mix. I just filled up the gas tank with regular gas, and then I never measured, I just dropped in some 2-stroke oil just to make that bluish hue like the sky. That was how I mixed it. So it wasn't a very precise 50-to-1 ratio. So whatever, it worked for 30 years, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking I didn't do anything different to it every year that I stored it for the winter. I never winterized it. It just started up every year, whatever. Very reliable, except for when I went to my mom's house this time. I had a very difficult time keeping it running. And I checked the fuel lines. I just replaced the fuel lines not that long ago, and the primer bulb still feels pretty good. And this was very loose and wobbly and stuff. And this thing you could just turn easily. I don't know why. You know, I think I have to tighten a clamp in there or something like that. But before I just throw it away, I mean, nobody's gonna buy it, you know what I mean, even if not running. I'm just gonna, I mean, I dread it because I hate working on 2-stroke stuff, hate it. But as a backup, I got this as a review a couple of years ago. It's an electric brush clearer. I just thought it was a piece of junk, you know. But I kept it around. I tried to sell it for $100. Nobody wanted it. Came with 2 batteries, 21 volt, and you know, it works. But I had these ridiculous wheels on it. It came with these wheels and this like circular saw blade on it. You know, you guys remember that review video? You know, I just thought it was ridiculous, so I didn't want it. I just kept it in my garage. Nobody bought it. But then I thought, you know, this is gone, maybe, and what am I going to give my mom to... I mean, I have a lot of weed whackers, but Annie from Jericho took one. My friend Jay took one. They're using it. So I really... I mean, I do have it, but I think this would just do the trick. I don't have too much space at my mom's to weed whack, you know what I mean? So I took the wheels off, and it came with an option of the plastic blades and also this sharpened steel blade. So I put the steel blade on because I thought it was kind of cool. Look. Holy cow. You can kill somebody with this thing. Hey, it's Quinn the Mailman! I knew something was up when my dog was barking. What's up, Quinn?
Oh boy.
Another hour talking to Quinn the Mailman. Where was I? Right. Gotta work on this 2-stroke weed whacker today. This is different because it's mine. I want to try to keep it going. If it doesn't work, I'm going to take apart the carburetor and see if we've got some schwitz in that mesh netted area, which is the place that blocks the fuel from going in. Or it could be the metering diaphragm, the little thing that moves and pivots the needle from coming in and out. That could be it too. Could be the fuel filter. Could be a whole lot of things. You know what I mean? But it could be just that the bore is already worn out, the rings, all that stuff, and it's just not getting any more compression for it to run properly anymore. You know, you could probably squeeze a little bit more life out of here if you put a little bit more oil, 2-stroke oil in there, so it seals the compression better. Maybe, but it's just short-lived, you know. So I think this will be fine for my mom's house. I did it. I edged my lawn and I trimmed some of my hedges with it. I mean, this will cut your finger off. It will. And it comes with 2 batteries, you know. It's light and easy. Just take it over there, leave it there, and I only have to edge the front of my mom's yard. This will be fine, you know, if I don't get my other weed whackers back from my friends. But, you know, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to put these back and we'll get started on the weed whacker. Some nut wants to come and see this. So I'm just pulling it out so you can see it. Look at my lawn. So I was going to start her up and see what's wrong with it. And it didn't have any gas in it because I put the gas into something else at my mom's before I transported this home. I didn't want it to smell. So just to check the fuel filter, it's not attached at all. So that might be the reason why it wasn't getting gas. Also, pulling this out some more, the fuel line here is crimped, almost like it's melted or something. So I think that's probably it, is that the fuel line's messed up. Well, that's good. So I'll fish out the filter. There it is. And I changed the fuel line to a thicker fuel line and tighten up this clamp thing, and hopefully that'll be it. Here's my kit of small engine stuff, all courtesy of my friends over at HIPA. Whole bunch of old carbs too, primer bulbs. New fuel lines, return and regular. Put some True Fuel in there as my last container of True Fuel. And of course I'm filming, and what happens? That's right, landscapers. Priming it, it's getting gas through the hoses. There's a lot of air in there, of course. I'm going to keep pumping it until there's no air. The first time you prime it, after you change the fuel lines, it's going to take a bit. Looks like most of the air is gone. It's on choke. Here we go. This thing, I'm telling you, it's driving me crazy. It moves so much. Ooh. Torques. I don't have any torques here. That's it. It still moves, see? Yeah, it still moves. It's right here. Anyway, doesn't seem to be starting. Primer bulb feels funny now. So the priming was kind of funky, so I changed a fuel filter. Put the fuel filter in, still wasn't priming. Took the this part off where the primer bulb is. It's kind of mushy. And then look what I see. Look at all that blocked up stuff. That might be the problem. I might change the primer bulb too while I'm here. Okay, changed the primer bulb, cleaned the carburetor, put a new fuel filter in, changed the fuel lines. Took this apart and it was off the clamp. There's a clamp in here that secures this part to that part and it was completely off. That's why it was rotating. So after all that, check this out. And I thought it was Dunsky. Check it out. So as you guys saw, two guys came to look at it. Really cool guys. The dude was a professional welder, and he was looking at the welds on the deck. He was teaching me how to do it. He was going, you got to get into MIG and TIG, aluminum welding. And I'm like, he was showing me stuff on his trailer about what he welded. I mean, professional, dimes. It was incredible. Anyway, he was also a gun guy, so we stood there for an hour talking about guns and ammo and the apocalypse and prepping and being prepared, buying more ammo, all that stuff. He's also an engineer, very smart guy. We made a deal. I listed it for $675, and he says, I'll give you $550 for it with the bagger. I was gonna sell him the machine for $500, keep the bagger, or sell him the bagger for $175. $175 for the bagger, $500 for the thing, $675, right? So I gave him the thing for $550. I says, okay, the deal is $550, and you never ever bring it back to me. The engine blows up, or you're not happy with it, no refunds, no exchanges, no returns of any kind, sales final. He says, agreed. And I'll take that anytime for a used machine. $550 for that MTD green Gardenway by Troy Bilt by MTD. That I got for free. That's right, free. Didn't put any money into it. Same battery and all that stuff. I just welded it for a day and exchanged the engine with a Kohler Courage, you know. But pretty good deal. Got it out of my garage. Now I have more room, and also met two really cool dudes that are into guns. So really happy today. Sold my tractor, fixed my 30-year weed whacker. I got to find an air filter for it, but seems like I fixed it. It runs just fine. Bring it back to my mother next time I see her. I found something that I'm going to use as a filter. Here's a pre-filter for Briggs. It's about the same thickness. This is actually better. So I'm going to just cut quarter, and now I'll have a filter, brand new. Pretty good day. Thanks a lot for joining me again. This was mower number 7. I've actually only sold 2 push mowers and 4 tractors. How about it? It's only not even May. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.